February 15, 2006. Just another morning for the Lim family. But Chor Jin, a gangster nicknamed the One-Eyed Dragon because he was blind in one eye, violently turned their peaceful morning into a tragic one. Tan fired 5 fatal shots at 41-year-old nightclub owner Lim Hock Soon. Lim's body laid cold on the floor of his HDB flat in Serangoon Avenue 4, while Tan fled the scene, leaving behind Lim's wife, daughter and helper in a state of shock and confusion. Tan was part of a gang called Ang Soon Tong and was a feared triad leader of the underworld. The gang was known for gun smuggling, drugs, and illegal gambling in Singapore and Malaysia. Lim and Tan were friends, but their friendship turned sour when Lim refused to repay a betting debt of about $220,000. Tan approached Lim about the debt, but was rejected. Tan said that his ego was hurt by Lim's response, and it made him angrier the more he thought about it. Tan then contacted his friend in Thailand and got himself a pistol. On the morning of the crime, just before 7 a.m., while Lim's daughter was putting on her shoes to get ready for school, Tan barged into their 4-room flat armed with his Beretta pistol and a knife. Tan kicked Lim, who was sleeping on a mattress in the living room, and declared that he wanted to rob the family. Madam Kok, Lim's wife, who was sleeping in the master bedroom, was awoken by the family's helper. Tan ordered Madam Kok to collect her valuables from the master bedroom into a bag. He then told Lim to tie his wife, his daughter, and his helper up with towels. He then made them all go into the study where Lim was forced to open his safe. Madam Kok was ordered to tie up Lim's hands with TV cable wire using her teeth. Tan then asked Madam Kok and her daughter to go into the master bedroom, while the helper was told to go into the daughter's bedroom. Then, Tan fired 1 shot at Lim's face. More shots followed. Lim was shot on his right cheek, his right temple, left arm, left thigh, and his back. The 6th one missed. Before Tan fled the scene, he went into the master bedroom and warned Madam Kok in Mandarin, "It is your husband who went too far. I give you your life. Don't identify me or else I will kill your whole family." Tan left with a bag of about $170,000 in cash and property, including jewelry, 4 Rolex watches, and stacks of different foreign currencies. Tan fled to Malaysia, and that was the beginning of a 10-day manhunt. Soon after he arrived in Johor Bahru, Tan was already being watched by the Malaysian police. They started tailing him and realized that he was also wanted by the Singapore police. To avoid getting caught, he switched hotels every 2 days. However, instead of keeping a low profile, he chose to stay in expensive hotels. On the night he was finally captured, Tan checked into the 5-star Grand Plaza Park Royal Hotel in Kuala Lumpur. At around midnight on February 25th, Tan had a craving for Hainanese chicken rice, which he ordered through room service. Posing as a waiter, a Malaysian cop took the chance to deliver the food to Tan's room. He stuck a listening device on one of the dishes and found that Tan's wife, as well as 2 other couples, were with him. At about 4 a.m. on February 25th, 12 officers rushed into the hotel room while everyone was asleep. 6 guns, 203 bullets, 2 pairs of handcuffs, and 4 kilograms of ketamine were found. Tan was escorted back to Singapore on March 1st. 2 days later, he was brought back to the crime scene. That was the first time Lim's wife saw him since the shooting. Madam Kok, who had been married to Lim for 14 years, shouted and yelled at Tan to give her back her husband, while Lim's mother cursed at him, telling him to go to hell to pay for what he did. Tan said nothing in response, but he wore a slight grin on his face. In August that year, Tan's murder charge was amended to one of discharging a firearm with intent to cause physical injury, an offence which also carried the death penalty. His first day of trial in the High Court was January 22nd, 2007. In court, Tan was quite the showman, and he insisted on defending himself. He was the first man in more than 16 years to conduct his own defense when facing the death penalty. When the trial began, Tan was full of confidence. He was often seen laughing and joking with the guards, even giving a thumbs up to his friends seated in the public gallery. He would wink and smile at his wife whenever he got a satisfactory answer from a witness. He insisted that Lim first attacked him with a chair, and that while he was warding off the blows, his gun misfired. He also said that everything was a blur, as he had been drinking the evening before. He also repeatedly asked the judge throughout the trial to allow him to smoke in prison, saying, "A car without petrol cannot go. My mind without cigarettes cannot think." Many of his arguments fell flat. In the middle of the trial, Tan suddenly urged the court to hang him. He said, "I don't want to fight. I want to surrender. I don't want to get my wife into trouble." The prosecutor described Tan's testimony as untruthful, evasive, and timed. When the judge asked Tan if he needed to prepare anything for his closing submissions, Tan replied, "If I say I need lawyer now, how?" Tan was found guilty and sentenced to death on May 22, 2007. Before his death, he made a final wish to atone for his sins by donating his organs. He was hanged at dawn on January 9, 2009, almost 3 years after the crime was committed. He was 42 years old. And so, the One-Eyed Dragon's reign of terror came to an end.